Well, have a look at that.
Whoa, my goodness. I was literally just waiting here by the button so I could start it right on time. It was not automatic. Someone says, will this be the unofficial Taskmaster podcast? Thoughts?
No, I'm launching my own official one.
Okay,
It's going to be a
alright.
direct rivalry to this podcast.
Shit, God. This is not a podcast. What we're doing in this stream is, I don't think I can legally, obviously, play the show, but I have gone through and I've screen capped. I've got 54 screenshots from the show. So if you played them quick enough, you're almost watching the whole show anyway, which is a little sneaky. Hello, everyone. Hello to Rahul Ricky. Thank you for this subscription. I mean, we hadn't even done anything yet and people are subscribing.
Yes, thank you, Ricky, for your subscription. I don't know how Twitch works.
Yeah, exactly. Ray's not getting any money. It's my channel. So.
Oh, you get money? Oh, I got
That's if they stay subscribed for a certain amount of time. Some people use their Prime subscription, so it's free for them.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to quickly set up a Twitch account. If you want to subscribe to my rival podcast and give me money.
Ray's just going to film our stream from his phone and have his channel running the same thing. Before we get into it, would love to just know, can everyone hear us okay? Is there any technical issues, any problems people have so far? This is my favourite part of a Twitch stream, is realising that I've fucked something up.
A bit of the admin
Have a
up
look
top.
at that.
Oh, thank you, T. Gerace. Oh my gosh, there's a hype train already. Everyone's so hyped. Before we get into
Ray,
it,
4 p.m. Oh, Prime Minister. I thought they were saying Ray like at 4 p.m. Did you see me at 4? What's...
on the tram.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. Oh,
have a
thank
look
you,
at that.
WS Judd. Okay, before we get into it, Ray, I want to get an insight into how you felt when you've got the first email saying that you're going to be on Taskmaster.
Oh, I was over the moon.
Yeah.
It's genuinely a dream job, and it's the only. I think it's genuinely the only TV show in New Zealand where I see comedians publicly begging
Yes.
to be on the show.
Totally, because there's so
Well,
many.
have
Like,
a
I
look
mean,
at
there's
that.
a lot of. Thank you, Wedgetail. Welcome back. Actually, I remember you from when I was previously streaming. Yes, it's one of the most sought after jobs in New Zealand.
Yeah, and
in comedy.
after doing it, I can see why. There's like.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like nothing else compares. Everything else is just ash in my mouth. Like
It's so fun, and I just to give a little bit of context to how the experience was for me compared to you, is that people might not know this, but you don't usually film all of your task days in a row. So Ray, you would have done like one a week for like 6 weeks or something.
Yeah, well, I think there was maybe 1 week where I did 2 a week, but I never did 2 days in a row.
Yes. So I did 5 days basically in a row. I had one pause because I had to. There was like a cyclone, and then they had to not film for a day, so I had to go home and then come back and film my last day, which was our team day.
Yes.
And but that was the only break I got. So the reason I say this up the top is that if I'm unhinged, or I haven't read the task correctly, or I'm a bit tired and I get confused, there is a reason behind that.
And I'd just like to say all my behaviour, that's me well rested, full capacity, doing my best.
And I was so, because I was staying at a hotel in Auckland, because this is the reason why I did it this way, is I don't live in Auckland. I live here. You now live in Melbourne.
Yes, hello Melbourne.
Yeah,
See you at the tram at 4 p.m.
Someone said, does Mel say she's the hardest working one? I'm not saying I'm the hardest working one. I'm just saying that I was worked down to the bone.
Okay, that's...
I'm not saying that I was the hardest working. I'm saying that I was the hardest worked.
Yes, you were the hardest worker, Mel.
Yeah.
And also, you don't think about it, but also Paul as well. Paul's there.
Paul, yeah.
Paul's there every day, putting in the hours, and even just doing 1 day, it's exhausting. I would not survive having done that many days in a row. It's incredible that you did it.
I wasn't asking for praise. I was just.
No, I could tell you were fishing.
I was explaining why I was so unhinged.
Yeah.
And yes, Paul is amazing, obviously.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah, we all love Paul. Yeah.
No, one point I got so stressed about the task that it's just like the day 4 or something, and 4 days in a row, and you do like, I don't know, 5 or 6 tasks a day, so your brain is just like constantly thinking about tasks. I came back to my hotel room. There was one task. I won't spoil what it was, but I took the envelope home with me as a little memento. Anyway, I just threw it maybe just randomly on the bed. Go out, do the whole full day of tasks. Come home, and because it was a hotel, there was like a cleaner that had like made my bed perfectly and placed the task at the foot of the bed, like on display. So I got back to my hotel and saw the task on the bed folded perfectly and wanted to have a breakdown, thinking this was something that Paul and Jeremy had planned to, like, for me to, like, I was looking for GoPros in my room for a second, like the split second panic of like, no, I'm done.
It's kind of a horrible experiment while you're undergoing. I watched, because the Australian one is edited by the same team who do the New Zealand one, and I watched a clip of the new season that's coming out, and it was Reece Nicholson's birthday, and the crew threw him a birthday party, or threw him like a cake, and but it was in the lab, and so Reece Nicholson came into the lab and was just like, is this another task? Yeah. And they were trying to do something so nice for them.
Yeah.
And it's,
Where's the trick? Where's the trick?
Oh.
Shall we get into it? Because
Yes.
we don't have a ton of time, and I've got 54 screenshots that we need to get through.
All right.
And I'm sure they will spur on many more stories.
All right.
Be careful with your bubbly water.
Yes, I've already spilt it once.
Just for context, I gave Ray a bubbly water, and he basically threw it all over the computer equipment. So you bastard. We'll start off with just this. As I was watching, I took this screenshot because I felt like it summed up us in the show.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just so excited to be here, and I'm just like letting it show on my face the whole time. And you are having a great time,
yes.
but you're almost like ashamed when you laugh at something. You duck your head down and you don't want anyone to see you you laugh at anything.
I know it doesn't look like it, but I am having the time of my life.
Yeah.
but everything I look back on was there was never a task that played. There was almost never a task that played, and I was like, oh good, I nailed this one. I was like, oh no, what are they about to show?
Yes, that's the thing. That's what I love about. I think they don't do it in the UK anymore, but they cut back to us in the studio to react to the tasks, which I love because it's so like. That final reveal, it's so built up for so long. You've been doing this all, you have to keep it all secret, and it's finally out there, and everyone watches it back with you.
It's
very exciting.
Yeah, which makes it like a baptism of fire, a real bonding experience that no one else, there's only 3 other people in the world who went
I
through
love that you said baptism of fire, because I read an article where you said baptism of fire like 3 times. No. You've chosen a phrase.
I know that exact article. I just rambled on the phone for like 40 minutes, and then I like opened the article, and I quickly realised that the guy had not edited me down at all. It was just like quoting me verbatim, and I was like, I can't read this.
Someone says, Mel, do you believe you think more out of the box now since the show? I mean, it's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like one of the only examples where thinking out of the box, like in a really obscure way, is a great thing to do.
Yeah, put me back in that cricket task. I'll nail it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, we will get to the cricket task. Let's but first, let's start with this.
I have forgotten every single one of Paul's little gags.
Because this is the thing, is it's before the prize task, so you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, how am I going to sell this dumb thing that I've brought in, or how am I going to like prepare for this? So you watch it, and obviously I remember laughing at the time, and when I saw it again, when we watched it together, I was like, oh, that's right, Paul had a ponytail.
That's right. And we're all standing backstage, and Paul's like got a fake ponytail.
But great gag, prop gag.
What was the name of the game? Do you remember what was the name of the game we played before a few of the episodes filmed? Was it called Props?
Yes, but I think I remember that being a game
like it's just
called Ukalakahiki, but I think that might be maybe
Hawaiian?
that's I don't know if that's the official, that's what we called it at school, and you get an object and you've got to be like, oh, this is what, like, instead of what it is.
Yeah, but we did that before quite a few of the recordings.
Yeah.
We'd stand around and play around with a bowl and pretend to
Yes, we're like, oh my god, oh, it's a steering wheel. It's so stupid. That was Paul with a ponytail, what a national treasure.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, let me introduce the prize task before we show, which is quite obvious when I show the first image.
Yeah.
But the first prize task was the greatest orange thing.
Yeah.
I was stressed out about this one because it's so vague.
Yes, this one, the thing is, like, there's, I don't know, there's not that many orange things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know,
Yes.
like, it was stressful.
Yes, I thought that too, and they don't tell you what order the prize tasks are going to be in.
Yes, this was, well, because, so what happens is they, like, a couple weeks before or whatever, they send you a list of all the tasks, of the prize tasks, and so that's all we knew, but I had told them what I was going to do, so this was the only one I knew beforehand
when it was going to be.
Yeah, when it was going to be.
Yes.
Every other day we would come in and I would go into the production office and say, hey, what prize tasks are we doing? And then they'd tell me, and then I would message the group chat.
And the thing is that, like, because you get the list of all of them at once,
Yeah.
and you don't know what order they're in, and you go, oh, I've got some great ideas for these ones,
Yeah.
and then you have a couple you're like, oh, they're okay,
Yeah.
but they're in the list of all the other ones, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say now, the first two that we did were the ones that I was the least excited about. And I was like, God damn it, of course your first impression is something that you're not. But anyway, we'll get into it in a second. First up was Bubba, who brought in a fucking orange.
It's an outrage.
It's an outrage. It's not an outrage. So Bubba was telling me as we're getting our makeup done, she's like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm nervous about my prize task. And I was like, it doesn't really matter what the prize task is as long as, like, it's in your cell. Like, you've got to convince people, like, that's why it's the greatest thing. And that's a bit of fun. Like, have fun with that. And Bubba was like, okay. And then when I saw she brought an orange, I was like, okay, when I said it didn't matter. But she did
I think her cell is incredible. I think her talking about how the world had no colour, that's what I wanted going on.
It made no sense. I don't know where she got that from, or whether she, like, Googled orange, like, because also maybe, I don't know if she got confused because it's like the colour, the fruit came before the colour.
Oh yes, I was reading that today. Yes, yeah.
So it's like one of those, like, facts you think, oh, obviously the colour came first. No, the fruit came before the colour, like chestnut, like a chestnut came before the colour chestnut. I wonder if she saw a fact that was like the fruit came before the colour, and she thought the universe didn't have colour and all when oranges were around.
The universe came before the fruit.
I don't know. Or maybe someone will prove me wrong and say that. And someone said, how did Bubba win this one? Jeremy loved it for some reason.
She didn't win it.
She didn't win. She got 4 points. It was cut out of the episode, but originally Jeremy was like 1 point.
I think 2 points, maybe.
No, I think it was 1 point. Like, he was like, I'm going to give you 1 point. Yeah. And then Bubba was like, what? Like, she got kind of, and she pleaded her case. Yes, yeah. And then Jeremy was like, maybe it's so genius because of how simple it is, and gave her full, like, it was wild. It was a rogue Jeremy thought, I feel like. And that's when which is still in the episode where I said, hearing that made us all stupid. Yeah. Yes, it was so silly. But Bubba got 4 points. I mean, when we all were handed bring in the greatest orange thing, I'm sure an orange crossed every single one of our minds. It can't have not. Yes. Yeah. Next up was Di, who has clearly, I mean, now that episode 2 has played, it's become abundantly clear that he's just taking appliances from his house that fit the brief, sort of. Yeah. But this wasn't in the sense that, like, it fit the brief of, like, it's orange, but also it is a great thing. Yeah. Like, you could argue the coffee's great. He went into some real intense Nazi chat. The Nazi stuff was so funny. I remember losing my mind. That was the other thing with Di, is that his cell was just so great. Yeah. Like, a lot of the time it didn't make sense. Yeah, no, Di... Yeah, if Di can just talk
nonsense about anything for as long as he wants, and it'll always come out well.
Some people are saying as well that this coffee machine is not, from Germany. It's from the Netherlands. But that's the thing with Di, is that truth doesn't matter at all. Like, he will just choose being funny over being factually correct in anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just kind of making something up, which is the beauty of Di. He's so great.
Did Holland send coffee to the Nazis during the war? Is that it? Were they part of the... It's not alive, you believe it. No, it's still alive.
It's still alive. That is wrong.
But yeah, also bringing in stuff from your house is genuinely annoying, because you go without that stuff for quite a long time.
Yes, that is true. And that was kind of the essence of the beginning of the show, was that people kind of had to bring in something from their own possession rather than buying stuff. And then next is Karen, who brought in the Owakuni carrot. For the non-New Zealanders in the chat, this is one of those big things.
Yep.
In Owakuni, there's a big carrot.
And that's it.
You take a photo with it. And so...
There's some other big vegetables as well.
So Karen brought in a smaller version of a big thing, which was very fun.
Yeah, and I mean, we probably you probably don't have a clip of them all at the end, but I think we all thought the actual replica was a lot bigger than it was.
Yeah, totally. I'm trying to think. There was some definite post 7:30 chat that would have got cut talking about this. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of butt plug chat.
Oh yes, absolutely.
That did not make the edit.
Yes, definitely. And I remember Karen. I think it got cut from the episode. Karen talked about how she was considering bringing in David Corrales, because he voiced the orange guy, which was initially my first thought as well.
Yes, I put a document. I was like, we'll bring in David Corrales because he was in season 2, and he voices the
orange guy who's like the logo of the New Zealand Electoral Commission. It's like this weird, creepy orange golem thing. And I was like going to paint him orange and stuff.
I was thinking of put him in like an orange morph suit. And then the thing that put me off was like, I was like, someone else will do that. And then the idea that like 3 of us all thought of it, but no one did it. And instead, I brought in... I ended up deciding... I thought maybe my idea was better, and I started to feel afraid that people would be like, oh, he's just trying to ride off the coattails of David Corrales. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got in my head anyway.
Yeah. This is what I brought in. I will say, I had a lot of ideas that I just I didn't have enough time to execute. And I just panicked. This is the last one I thought of, and I got it done like a few days before. I was like, can I get someone to make this cake?
Imagine if David had to come out 3 different times.
I know.
That'd be pretty funny.
I wanted something orange flavoured was my thought, instead of just an orange thing. First I was going to bring an Aperol Spritz, but I was going to like make everything in it. Like I was going to make the glass, like go glass blowing and make an orange glass. And it was all these things that I thought of doing and then didn't. But then I was pretty happy with how the cake turned out, and it was really yummy. I shared it around.
Yes, there's a lot of cake left backstage. Jeremy does look a lot... Now that I'm looking at it right here, he does look so much like John Campbell.
It does not look like Jeremy Wells at all. His face is too wide. Jeremy has quite a narrow face.
And he got these gentle, kind eyes that make me think of John Campbell.
Yeah, totally. And that was so quick from Di to say that's John Campbell, because I was looking at that for ages thinking it looks like someone else, but I couldn't figure out who it was.
I thought Paul Holmes.
Oh yeah, I see that.
And also I remember you said it looked like Jeremy had a hemorrhoid.
Oh yeah, I said it looked like Jeremy had a hemorrhoid. That got cut out.
It got cut out because I did a callback to it, and that was cut.
I forgot about that because it does look like that. Yeah. They didn't keep in a lot of the prize task banter, and it makes sense. I mean, you do want to kind of get through that part to see the film tasks.
Yes, and I spoke to an editor beforehand who said everyone gets about 30 seconds on screen talking about their prize task. So if the banter starts going too long, the editors start panicking and stuff.
Yes.
But not that we were told. We weren't told keep your voices down.
Speaking of having 30 seconds, it meant that you had to get undressed in 30 seconds.
Yes.
And what we laughed about watching it back was seeing the first shot of you, and your suit is on so haphazardly because you knew you needed to take it off so quickly. So your first shot in the show is like you would like look like you barely dressed yourself, and you just rolled into the studio.
My friend like saw it and said like, "What are you doing? You look like a divorced lawyer who's been out on a bender."
Yeah, you do. Your tie was half off.
Yeah.
Your shirt was not tucked in.
No, I'm not wearing any socks. I'm not wearing a belt.
Looks like Ray's rolled in from a bender, so they were on the same wavelength.
No, I was wearing shoes, but I think I took my socks off, and I think I took them half off while everyone else was talking, or as soon as I sat down. There's a point where I think maybe Karen's talking, and I noticed myself fiddling with my my belt, prepping going like I've got to take my pants off. So this was an absolute nightmare logistically. I was so worried about one is everyone else seeing. Like Bubba nearly saw me actually, and I was
getting oranged up.
Yeah, so we like in the makeup room with my clothes off, and she looked in and they like slammed the door in her face.
Someone said, when was this episode aired? It's on Monday. It's playing 2 times a week, so Mondays and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. in New Zealand. And obviously, what happened next was the greatest orange thing. And that was Ray taking his shirt off. I just want to notice the kind of progression of expressions in the group, because I'm sort of kind of like, what's going on? You're taking your shoes off.
Even seeing my feet has
I'm shocked. I'm like waiting for what's going to happen. Then, Karen, Di, and Bubba just so polite.
Yeah. Karen's just like, oh yeah.
And then Karen just sort of, again, doesn't react. Your shirt's completely off. I'm shocked. Bubba's shocked. Di's a little bit horrified. Karen's sort of like, okay. Viewer count went up by 30 as soon as you took your shirt off.
We know what the people like.
I don't even know how many viewers we've got. We've got 102 viewers. That's pretty good. You missed this one. I watched last night's one. Okay, so you missed episode 1. You've got to catch up on TVNZ On Demand.
Yes, TVNZ Plus if you live in New Zealand.
Yes.
And there are some extra legal means of watching it if you don't live in New Zealand.
I mean, we don't need to talk about it, but they are available.
But they are available. I would never search southhemitv.com.
I would never search for a VPN.
Never.
And then I'm shocked by this, and then here's the final. My face stays exactly the same the entire time you're undressing.
Bubba's into it.
Bubba's into it. Karen's quite happy. Karen,
oh, this is going somewhere.
Yeah, okay, all right. See, the orange underwear and added touch.
Whoever commented my eyes, come on. Right. Now, my nipples are... Anyway.
Do you have anything else to say for yourself, Ray O'Leary?
It was just a nightmare to do. I've got so many photos of me on with different spray tans on, trying to make sure it was the right orange, because what I didn't realize this, but spray tan technology has come quite a long way. You have to.
I've got not a spray tan, but a tan on right now because I'm doing some TV this week. So
congrats!
But you can't tell.
Yeah, and the other thing is I emailed quite a lot of spray tan places, and I did post the image online, but I got a genuine email back from a lady who was like, I don't do orange, not even as a joke. I stake my whole reputation on this. I would never do this. And I was like, I felt like I violated the tanning code of ethics or something, or the greatest crime in the spray tan world.
It was great commitment.
It was like I was asking a firefighter to start a fire or something, do something all my training has been to never.
I loved your attitude of this wasn't worth it, and it being your first impression to the audience is so great. I mean, your second impression in a sense, because you were in season 3.
Yes, I was. Yes, there was no twill for the camera. They got enough.
My dog just started gagging.
Yeah,
Charles just went,
I have been feeding him a lot of sparkling water.
Anything more to add before I move on?
Kind of wish you sat in your undies for the rest of the show. Yeah, that was. I think they would have had to trim it down for time, but I remember slowly getting into my seat. There was a question of what's going to happen now.
Your strip off was actually so slow. It was really fun. I think I commented on it as it was happening.
Yeah.
But just I've never seen it was so unsensual because of how fiddly you were, how awkwardly you were taking your clothes off. Like it felt like we were waiting like half an hour.
And watching it back on the TV as well, it's not fun. Like you're seeing, like you can hear me like fiddling around with the mic and stuff. It's like it's not.
There's no music.
Yeah,
so it's like so just like we just kind of like what's happening.
It's truly an affront to most of the senses. Like it didn't smell great.
And the crowd, I would say, didn't give the reaction like quickly enough of like getting on board. You know what I mean? So like I feel like if the crowd are quite far away in the studio, that it's almost like the speed of light isn't fast enough for them to process the information.
But it was quite hot in there, so there was no colour.
Yeah.
So it was like,
but it's just sort of people sitting a little bit in silence until the full like reveal, and people just blown away.
Yeah. Then I think the audience flipped. I think it ended up being worth it. But,
I would think it was totally worth it.
But I definitely, because the other thing is, when I got all the tasks, the prize tasks in advance, I remember panicking about it, being like, oh my god, I got to make sure these are all good, and the greatest orange thing, I remember thinking, I didn't expect it to be the first thing, and I remember. I talked to some friends about it, and they were like, "Oh no, just don't say anything. Just get undressed." I was like, "Oh no, I can't." It's like this is literally people's first impression of me.
I need to comment on this in some way.
I can't just get naked.
Okay, we better move on to the first task. The first task was cricket themed. Oh wait, sorry, there was another one. The first task was cricket themed, and I just wanted to have this photo just to point out your outfit. Great choice.
Thank you.
Cut-off sleeves.
Yeah, thank you.
And I don't know if people notice this. Should we point this out?
The socks?
Your studio task? Your studio outfit?
Oh, my studio outfit. Yes, I have seen one comment online about it, but I'll say it here on the podcast, on the unofficial podcast. Sorry, I'll reveal it on my official podcast as well. But
oh, you're wearing it right now.
I am wearing it right now. Yeah, I don't know. The camera's
up there.
I don't know.
So you can show the camera.
Is that
You're not. Oh my god. There we go. So, Ray's jacket is stitched back together.
Yes, exactly. So I've there's a I got the suit back and sewed it back up, and the shirt underneath as well. But I never took my shirt off. I think during the studio. No, sorry.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Sorry, that's right. Oh, and actually, I do. No, yeah, actually.
I never get my shirt out.
But anyway, for you, what a stitch up. Oh,
great.
Use Velcro on the
suit. Avocados coming in hot.
Velcro on the suit. That was something I was considering. I was like, do I need to get a stripper version of my suit so I could rip it off quickly for the...
That would have been great, but also so much admin. And the idea is there's already a great reveal. So...
But yeah, so because I always wear a suit, and I'd been warned that it was so hot out there doing tasks, and so I've worn a summer activity version of my suit to keep me cool. Yeah, I had originally my first choice of outfit, I did consider wearing a schoolboy uniform, and I do have a logo design.
I mean, it kind of looks like a schoolboy uniform anyway.
I kind of wish I had just gone full schoolboy, because it does just look like that, but I had a logo knocked up of the school I went to, which was the Jeremy Wells' Academy for Hot Young Boys.
Oh, wow.
So
that's gorgeous. Yeah. This was my outfit, the netball kit, which...
iconic.
Thank you. I've gotten a lot of people ask me why I'm dressed as a cheerleader. Yeah. It's not a cheerleader costume. It is a old school netball uniform, and I also had some alterations done because the only skirt that was cotton on had the old netball skirts. And they're also just kind of tennis skirts, but it was so short that I had to stitch two skirts together, so I was on it. So that is a less slutty version of the outfit than what was originally proposed. So
that's the censored one.
Yeah, exactly. Mel is the best costume. Sorry, Ray. Shame.
I gotta say, I love getting yours. Oh, is that my cousin?
Oh my god! In the chat, Charles, stop licking. You're right by the microphone.
You getting your suit stitched up reminds me a lot of you asking for your holy socks back, Ray. Okay, look, there's nothing wrong with wanting your socks back. Okay, there's no need to get in addition to our family drama. But yeah, I do want to say I love people who choose a very specific outfit. And
Yeah, it's
and
kind of my only brand
yeah,
is being into sport, I
Yeah.
guess. So I wanted to
and
also be practical as
Yes.
well. So I was like, where am I my most practical? And it'll be on the netball court
And then-
competitive.
And I filmed on the first day, and it was the day after Auckland experienced its once in 100-year floods. So
Yes.
there was no need
yeah,
for a summer suit. It was so cold.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the days I filmed was like still kind
Yeah.
of like building up to a cyclone, I feel.
Yeah, I think I'm the only one who ever is shown wandering around this with an umbrella.
No, Bubba is in the glitter task.
Oh, yes, she is. Yes, that's right.
But yes, that was my outfit, and the first task was to get cricket bails off the wickets
Yeah.
from the furthest distance. I think always the first task of any Taskmaster season has to be kind of practical, simple,
Yeah.
easy to understand, but also give a sense of everyone's kind of logic.
Yeah, and I think it nailed the brief.
I think
basically
so
on all-
too.
on
I
all-
think it was a good choice of first task.
Yes, absolutely.
To have a clear winner as well. So it's like you get the sense of like there's a clear distance measured is the winner.
Yes. How long ago were the task films? Sorry. They were. My first day was, I think, January 30th, and I think I did the first day, and I think I went until the end of February was my last day.
Yeah, I
Right.
think mine was sort of
Mid-Feb.
in mid-Feb.
Yeah.
And then we had Di's attempt.
So I loved it. So good.
It was so good because this is what you wanted to see.
Yes.
People going, Di, so silly, like you got to think of a workaround, and like workarounds are only clever and fun if someone does the thing that you're
Yeah.
expecting them to do first, or
Yes.
to,
Absolutely.
and you would be feeling kind of unsatisfied if
Yeah.
no one tried to biff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you did try, but no one tried to bowl a cricket ball
Yeah.
at it. You know,
Yeah.
that's what you want to see.
Exactly. If you never want 5 people doing the exact same thing
Mm.
or thinking about it the exact same way, and I think Di's approach of just like, oh, they want me to play cricket.
Yeah, exactly. And he loves cricket, and he just wanted to do it, and
Yeah.
I loved that.
And no matter how badly it was going, he just kept
He
doing
kept
it.
going, and I laughed so hard
Yes.
when they revealed his final meterage, which ended up being like 3 meters shorter than a cricket pitch. It got me so good because it looked quite impressive. Because when it hit the bells, like that's the satisfying clink,
Yeah.
you know, like. You do want to see that I'm kind of wishing I thought of something that gave that satisfaction
Yes.
in another way, but I was too scared of first moving the wickets and then falling off
Yes.
just by chance.
Yes.
And you just didn't have a lot of time. I think we had like maybe 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes. This
Yeah,
one.
okay.
Do you remember? So just to go again, was you yanking it with the string, which I guess you're about to show up
Mm-hmm.
next? Was that one of your first thoughts?
First thoughts. It was also one of my first tasks.
Yes.
I think it was genuinely my first task because there was one that never got shown.
Yes, every season they do a burner task, which never gets shown, but it's to kind of get you into the rhythm of it.
But is that revealed to everyone? Is that too hot secret? Because what if someone's on the show? Because I did it with the sense of like not realizing.
Oh yeah,
it was
I
a
did it.
burner task.
I did it legitimately as well. Oh,
But
yeah.
who knows? Maybe they would use it one year. So
Yeah. All right. Well, ignore that.
ignore that.
Ignore-
Well, it was good. Yeah, they did a task.
Well,
that
there you go,
the
yeah.
first one we didn't get shown, but
yeah,
I
but,
think
but lots of tasks never get shown.
Yeah.
So that's
a promotion. Shut up, culture. How do I ban someone? Do I have any admins in the chat?
Oh, so is that a bot?
That's a little bot. Botman.
That's a shame because I actually wanted to offer a promotion to all of you.
I don't know how to do it. How do I kick someone? Oh, deleted by a moderator. Oh, Sean. Oh, Sean's in another room. I thought he was doing a
Sean.
workout.
Oh, thank you,
He's
Sean.
lying.
Get back to your workout, though.
But yes, Di biffing it, doing the same.
Yes.
Just over and over, expecting different results. But he got some close. The best one was the one that hit it and then just didn't knock off the bails. There was one that sort of rolled and hit it like it was.
It's the carpet, right? That was that like that was ruining it, right? It was
yes,
carpet,
it was
wasn't
hard
Yeah.
because it was it wasn't a hard surface. So it wasn't going to give you a bounce of a cricket pitch.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. I thought that they might have been glued on as well at first.
Yes.
But again, it was early, so I wasn't fully thinking too much about tricks or workarounds or anything. It was just like day one.
Yes, this was my second day, I think. Probably because the weather wouldn't have been good enough on my first day to do outsidey ones.
Yeah. But here we go. Here is Ray. Here's Ray with his rope, who you had a great... I mean, you had the idea in the first place.
I had lots of ideas. I remember trying to think, like, would it work if I stood on the balcony and dropped them off? Or so, like, I remember thinking, like, could I pick up the wickets and move them somewhere? I was thinking about that kind of stuff. Absolute weapon, Ray. Yes, absolutely. I look quite competent in the shot. But I also remember I asked Paul about... I picked up his measuring device, and I was like, how far does this measure? And he said, he said something like only 30 metres. And I can't remember how far it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I remember the fact that he said only, and I don't know measurements very well. I remember the fact that he said only, I was like, it can't be very far, then I will ignore
30 metres is quite a long way.
Yes, it's quite a long way. I just realised now, like, I should have... And I wouldn't have needed to knot anything if I'd used his tape measure to like yank it over, but
then you'd have to attach it, and then but I think I did longer than 30 meters because he measured it and started the measurement again. So it wasn't.
I still wouldn't have won.
I don't think so. I think I was longer than 30.
It would have been less embarrassing.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yes.
But this is me tied. That was the moment of panic where I tied the rope to the middle stump and stood on the carpet that was quite rickety, and they almost just fell off, which would have been pretty funny. But I was like, oh my goodness, thank goodness that didn't happen.
That's it's true. You can hire the house for weddings and stuff. And Joseph Moore, who is a producer on the show, and Laura Daniel, who was a contestant in season 2. Did consider
did they actually consider doing it? Wow, that would have been cool. But also their wedding was awesome anyway. And in Queenstown it was cool.
Yeah, and also, I mean, we hadn't filmed Taskmaster at that point, but returning to the house for a wedding would be so stressful. It would not be a fun environment, I don't think.
It would be scary. Yes, this is my face, panicking, scared that I was going to get like 0.2 meters.
Oh, because you're
because I'm so close. Yeah, but it didn't. They didn't fall off. And so this is Ray after the ropes. You tried tying the ropes.
Do you know I was in Scouts? I was in Scouts. I have no ability to tie ropes.
You should rejoin.
Yeah, I don't. Do they do mature students in Scouts?
It's so funny because you just couldn't tie them together.
Yeah.
So they just there's a moment, I didn't screenshot it, but you pulling it away and then the ropes just tearing apart. But you would have done better just using one rope. But I guess you didn't have faith that you could tie it to the
I didn't even think about that. I think what happened is the ropes all fell apart. Yeah. I remember thinking, I don't really know how to tie knots, but I don't know, I can tie shoelaces and stuff. I'll just wrap it around or something will work out. And then I think when it all fell apart, I thought, there's not enough time. I think there was only 2 minutes left or something. They are, and I remember asking Paul for help.
Yeah.
And, because all the ropes were bunched together. Paul at least helped with that. But every time I asked him to untie and could you tie knot these together, he'd say, I think I asked him how can you tie, and he'd say not well, and then he'd be like, I meant not well, as in I can not well. And I was just having this really frustrating conversation with Paul where he keeps speaking in riddles. And actually my first thought, it's not shown, but I grabbed a golf club, went out to the bathtub and tried to hit a tennis ball with a golf club.
You can barely throw a fucking ball. Imagine.
And so what happened is I swung it and I went boom and I hit the bathtub and it made such a loud banging noise.
So that was your you having some throws. This is how far I got quite far with my rope pulling a technique. Karen's in the forest, so it seems like she's so far away.
I mean, but looking where you are, knowing the layout of the house, they are probably quite equal. But Karen looks further away,
and she would have had to go sort of round, windy, but they would have measured it in a straight line. So Karen actually only beat me by about 3 meters.
Yes,
and
it was something to do with the bathtub.
And then you eventually gave up.
I had 90 seconds left at this point. So I tried to use all my time. I don't think I ever did a task maybe this is spoilers, but I don't think I ever did a task. I never went home early, you know. I never.
Oh, right.
If I had 20 minutes, I used all my 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah. I understand.
And I think they edited it out as well. But I believe at the start of the task, I said, "Oh, I could pull the carpet, but that wouldn't be very far."
Yeah. And that's what you did, and you didn't lose.
I didn't lose
Because
Bubba, who genuinely has no idea about the show, no clue. It's such a rare gem to find a comedian who's that funny and that talented and has absolutely no concept of what Taskmaster is.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
And she just didn't know what the show was, didn't know who the Taskmaster was, but had a great time and is so funny.
So funny.
You'd worry that it would be like, I don't know, you'd be like, oh, so frustrating to watch because she
doesn't get it.
But she is so smart.
Yes.
So it didn't matter. She
Yes.
still figured out what you're trying to win the challenge. It makes sense.
She didn't know who any of us were. She didn't know. I think she'd been told it's a show. I think she told me that she'd been told that Taskmaster was a show where all the good comedians go on and do activities.
Okay,
so I don't know if she had any awareness of how what she was in for. And this was probably her first proper task as well, because she asked to do a practice.
Yes.
And she would have quickly realised, oh, I can't do. And it was. I think it got cut from the studio, but it was great because I can't remember if they must have figured out who was first or second, and then they were trying to figure out who was fourth or fifth. And I remember the crowd going like, "Ooh," and Paul be like, "This is for second to last."
So she hit the bales from not very far and thought it was a practice, and you meet Bubba.
Yes.
You know, it's like the perfect interaction,
She's so
introduction to
chaotic.
her.
Yeah.
And then these were the scores at the end of that task. Me and you tied at the top.
Outrageous.
I know.
I'll say it now while it's on my head. But while I was doing the tasks, my main goal was I want to do a good job and I want to be funny, all the normal things as a comedian. But only until I got to the studio, I was like, oh, I could win this.
Yeah.
And I started, that's genuinely a sense of competitiveness actually started to come across me, and
yes.
this is not something I would have ever expected.
Yeah, totally. It does come out of you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to repress. So then we moved on to the next task, which was the unpredictable timer.
Yeah.
And this was one, before we get into it, I assumed everyone would have fucked up. I went, okay, I'll embarrass myself. Looking forward to watching Taskmaster. I mean, sorry, this is a massive spoiler alert in the stream, so I'm going to be showing you pretty much everything. Yeah,
you probably want to watch it now.
Yeah, totally. I'll put this up as a VOD, so if you do want to watch it after you've already seen the episodes, because this is a massive spoiler alert. I think
this task and the first one in episode 2, I think, captures something about you, Mel, which is you're so excited to be here, to be on the show, that you just don't read anything properly.
I don't. I really don't. And I just kind of go, and
surely day 5.
So was it surely day 5? I'm pretty sure it was pretty close to the end, or maybe day 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Because you're working in timers the whole time.
Yeah.
You've got 20 minutes, you've got 10 minutes, that's why I'm like, oh, how long is 5 seconds? 8 minutes. Okay, I've got 8 minutes to do something.
8 minutes must have been one of the shortest times we were ever given.
Yes.
It seems long because the number 500's up on the screen, but
8 minutes is not a long time to make a decision, and I made that decision early. And anyway, we'll get into the first. We'll go into Di's attempt first.
I mean, as for people who, I assume people in the chat have not been on Taskmaster, but you think, I don't know, even with half an hour, you've got plenty of time to do stuff, but you just don't. You never do. And basically, you have a very short window to brainstorm.
Yes.
And basically every time, everything you're seeing on screen is probably our first thought.
Yes, if you have an hour, you don't have an hour. You have a minute to think of an idea and 59 minutes to execute that idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of the time, it's a surprise. Oh my God, James Acast is in the chat.
Oh my God, wow.
So this is the 5 minute second timer.
Not really for me, but keep it up, man.
The task was, JK, we know. The task was at the end of the 500-second timer, do the most unpredictable thing. Most unpredictable wins.
Yeah.
And Di was up first.
Wait, before we, I want to ask you a question as well, Mel. When you walked into the Taskmaster room, like the room for the task, did you always have like a goal or a plan or an idea of what to do? Basically, after my first day, I was like, that is a shambles. What the hell am I doing? That was so chaotic. And every task I went into from then on, I tried to guess what the task was going to be every time before I opened it, just to try and make myself more comfortable. Like, because I'm so used to being able to, I just didn't want it to be that chaotic ever again. And I never ever accurately guessed what the task was. The British one, I thought was make a dessert.
Right. There's always a clue.
Yes.
Like the clue in this shot here is it's supposed to, I guess, be a crystal ball.
Oh, is that
or
what it's meant to be?
Yes, I
it's got the
assume
lightning
so.
on it.
It's one of those lightning balls, but the idea is like predicting something, predicting the future.
Yeah.
So I think what they wanted was a crystal ball, and that's the closest thing they got. I assume.
Oh, is that what? Oh,
because what else would it be?
Of course, that must have been what it is. And maybe they weren't clear enough to the art department or something. Anyway.
Yeah. They were like, we want a crystal ball, and I think maybe crystal balls are expensive.
Yeah.
And that's a lot cheaper and easier to access and get the same sort of idea across, I guess.
Yeah. And electricity prices could not be cheaper.
Yes. 500 seconds, do the most unpredictable thing, and this is what Di Henwood did. He put pasta in his pants and released it, and it was fun. Pasta and cornflakes.
I lost my mind in the studio. I thought it was so fun.
It was so funny, so silly. His moment of just like exhilaration. What has been annoying me is I posted a TikTok of my attempt, and everyone in the comments going, I would have done nothing. That would have been the most unpredictable thing. I'm like, this is why you're not on the show. That'd be so fucking boring. Just stand there. Oh, awesome, man. And then other people going, I would have got naked. I would have shat on the floor. You're like, okay, that would not be able to be shown on television. Because everyone just be like, you're stupid. I would have done this.
Yes. After the show got filmed, one of the producers, were you there as well? They told me at least about a task idea they had, but they were concerned that the nature of the task would just force everyone to just shit. That was like the best way to do the task.
Tell me what that was after.
Yeah, I'll do it after in case they figure out a way to do it on the show.
So the other trick to this task that we didn't know is that there was a blackboard underneath the sheet, which I guess I should have known. Like, of course they would have just had a projector if it was a projector. I should have thought to take the sheet off and not realise this is what the predictions from Paul were.
I know.
Attack Paul, take your clothes off, silly dance, loud aggressive noises, costume change, break wind. So the...
Oh, and I just remembered, sorry. Another thing I did any time I walked into the rooms, I tried to look around to see if there was anything else hidden in the room to help me, and I never once discovered anything. Even in the times where there are tasks where I should have been able to notice something.
Yeah, totally.
I never did. Never found this. Also, we only had 8 minutes. Not enough time.
We only had 8 minutes. So everyone on my TikTok is going, I would have got naked. I would have 100% got naked. It's on there. Take clothes off. Something that they would have predicted. You have to zag so hard from your first thought because kind of being crazy is what they're expecting anyway. So that happened. And then we had Karen's. The timer came down. She kissed Paul and left a big lipstick mark on his face as well.
I quite enjoyed the lipstick mark.
Yeah, so that wasn't technically an attack.
No.
So it was love.
Yeah, was it labelled an attack by Jeremy?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Well.
But Paul, I mean, Karen didn't ask him for consent, but I think Paul was fine with it. He seemed to be fine with it.
And I think the nature of being the Taskmaster assistant is, you're subjecting yourself to abuse.
Right. You're just trying to lead the witness before we see this.
This one really, I was panicking, and I think I ran outside and I saw a bucket, and I thought, oh great.
Yes.
And I filled it with water, and while I was filling it with water, Josh Thompson, who was on set as the director, figured out my plan, and I came back into the room just to check what was going on, and they were taking like Paul's mic and stuff off him, so that way I didn't ruin all the electrical equipment.
So predictable. But also I loved that I don't know if we noticed it in the studio when we played it back, when we watched it at home. Like you can hear just the water, you filling up the water, just like Paul would 100% be able to hear that from the other room.
I didn't realise that, but it must have been picked up on my mic and stuff.
Yes,
but I didn't.
So loud.
Yeah, I could have been going toilet.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, and this one I remember. I remember feeling proud about it. I remember thinking I've done a great job here. And I also remember I started panicking that I hadn't lined it up with the cameras well enough. That's a boring detail.
And then there was Bubba's tackle, which
incredible.
Which was just like the technique was so good, and her panic, and then him going, it's just like yes,
so
it's like
funny.
Was just like you can see how much momentum she's put into it.
And then Paul crawling back in under the table is so funny.
So funny.
Now, do we say, or do you know what Bubba's original plan was to do when she hit the 0 second mark? Do you know? I think it's okay because she was trying to do it on TV.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay to say. But Bubba's plan for this task, she was actually trying to wet herself and nothing was coming, and so she panicked
and
tackled Paul. There's some behind the scenes goals.
Do you know, it's like quite hard to piss your pants on purpose because every part of your body doesn't want to do it. So unless you're like really desperate to go, it's like there's something in your brain like stops you from pissing your pants once you learn not to. But amazing.
Yeah.
She tackled him, but as we can see here, that was an attack on Paul.
And I would say of the things that happened to Paul, easily the most most attackable attack. You know,
that is an attack, but also waterboarding him is also an attack.
I actually, watching it back, I was like, Christ, my arm strength is so bad in this episode. The bucket does not get into it. I really thought I
You're just kind of lifting it up. You didn't even get all the water out of the bucket.
No.
Like you did a second attempt. Yeah. And this sort of sums up my experience.
This is such an incredible shot. I think it's so funny.
This was, again, when I did this and I felt so stupid, I was rest assured in the fact that everyone else would have fucked it up. I thought every single other person would have thought, you just got to do it before the end of the timer, just do something unpredictable. I dressed up as a cat because a lot of the time I wanted to get crafty. Like it's kind of like that was my first instinct, and we'll talk about it in the next episode, but there is a theme in my sort of attempts in these creative tasks. There's like all my hair stuck in the duct tape, the milk dripping off the nose because I dressed up as a cat and licked milk out of a bowl for no reason, and the timer...
It's so funny.
Yes, it was cut out, but I was like, I'm going to do it for 120 seconds, and Paul, the thing that triggered me to realise is Paul was like, oh, but then it would be predictable. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean to be predictable? Like, I've done it. Like, it's finished. And he's like, you've got 120 seconds. And I was like, that's when you see this face. Yeah. And I was just truly mortified.
Yeah. It's this shot of the dawning realization while milk is dripping off your nose and chin. It's such a humbling moment.
It really is.
It's the most
dressed up as a fucking cat.
It is. Yeah, someone in the chat commented it, and I must say it is. Who said it? Didzul. Yeah. I got to agree. It's incredible arts and craft for however long you had.
Yes, I had to face paint, I had to make the ears, I had to tape it on.
Yeah.
And also, it was like 3 minutes because I still had so much time left. I just wanted to do something so weird that it would be unpredictable. And then I had to do this.
This now, I mean, I don't. Maybe I should. No, I'll say it. You got 5 points for this. I feel like you should be docked for misreading the task and doing the cat thing. I feel like
But this was still unpredictable. This still wasn't on the list.
Yeah, I know. That's your argument.
Attack Paul is on the fucking list of things.
I didn't attack Paul. I just threw a bucket of water.
This is more unpredictable than your thing.
Yes, but like after...
They had to take the mic off. They had to take his fucking mic off.
They needed to punish you. They needed to punish you for failing to read the task.
But I did it. I did something unpredictable still. And I still completed the task with something unpredictable.
Oh, it's no. You.
This is fucking more unpredictable than this. This is an attack. Attack Paul. You little bitch.
I'm not a little.
I didn't attack Paul. I attacked myself, and that's not in the list.
That's true. Not. I mean, but I just. Come on. I mean,
there was a fucking rat test in that bin. No one could have predicted that I would have poured real rubbish over myself. Di's one is great as well, but it didn't make him suffer. No one would predict you to completely make yourself suffer.
I'm pretty sure while he was filling his pants up with pasta and cornflakes, he said, "Ow, my penis." I will say, once you hit hopefully a negative test.
It was a negative test. It was a negative test. But it was still like the idea that there was someone's saliva and like peeled mandarins and
I'm just,
food.
After crawling around as a cat, it's clear you're willing to demean yourself. So isn't that predictable to pour a rubbish bin over
you? You poured water over him. Like, come on.
No,
you can't say that you deserve more points than me.
I'm not saying... Mel earned those points. Nice work.
Three people did something to Paul.
Yes, Didsel. Kind of agree with Ray. I mean, I don't know if people have an opinion, but I'm not saying you should get. I think you definitely deserve more than me. Bubba.
If anything, the rubbish is better than because costume change was on the list. So it was actually a relief that I did it earlier.
I think you got 5. I think maybe 4. Oh, look, I'm going to say it.
So you think who deserves more?
Maybe Di. Maybe I would give Di 5.
Di got 4.
Yeah, I would swap you two around. And maybe I would give me, Karen, and Bubba all 1 point.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe Karen 2.
Karen gets 2, I feel, because hers wasn't technically an attack. And I liked the way that she framed it of talking about how gay she is before, and talking about her sexuality beforehand to make it more unpredictable that she would kiss a man.
Yes, and we haven't talked about it yet, but maybe we should bring it up. That Karen's costume has a we can't see it. Maybe I'll
be able to see it back here. A fun meter.
Yeah, there's a funometer, and I believe she talked about it in each task she did. I believe she does adjust it all the time. Oh, sorry, Charles. I believe she does adjust it all the time, but I think a lot of that dialogue may have
I think she lost it. So some of the tasks she doesn't have it. And so they couldn't keep it all in because then it would have to address that she'd lost it, and it's a little bit too meta to talk about that.
It's so did you try to think about doing something like that, like something you could do with Paul every time you came in? Because
I kind of just waved and said went with the vibes.
Because that's something I thought about as well. Is there a gag I could always do to Paul every time I came in? And my first thought was to ask him about a different family member every time and what they're up to. And so I have a list of every single one of Paul's family members and a fact about them or one of their interests.
For no reason.
But now for no reason, because it turns out Paul's family, a lot of them live overseas, and so he's totally. I think if I said, "Hey, how's your so and so going?" he'd be like, "Who is this?"
Yeah. Okay. Next task was be British, and I was up first. This
is phenomenal.
Thanks. I was watching it back. I was once I saw everyone else's, I was I should have chosen a clearer angle. But I think this is the reason they played me first. I think to be just doing a bunch of different stuff. At once.
And another, maybe this is boring detail, but I think they did consider playing Dies first for this task.
Similar vibe of doing a lot of different British things.
Yes.
I colonised the Taskmaster house.
Yeah, you were the king, and your Cockney rhyming slang. That was so funny.
Which changed from shit and fuck to suck and fuck, which was also censored because we're on at 7:30 now, which it may not have been censored if it was at 8:30.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a lot of people who don't like the change, but I got to say it sometimes makes swearing funnier. If you're saying, oh, sucking.
True.
I think sometimes it can make
Someone saying this is a great payback for the original UK making fun of Rose's accent.
Yeah.
So I think, someone I think in the Reddit said that I was racist for saying that, racist against people from the UK. I was like, we are genuinely a colony.
Yes.
So it's not just pointing out.
Yeah, I'm sorry you colonised us if we remember that.
Yeah, totally.
That's our relationship with Britain. This was so funny. Like Paul saying, your throne is in the museum.
Yeah. I made that throne. If you can believe it, it's a chair with a cape over it.
The staff is so good. The crown was the crown already? Was that already?
No, I made it.
Oh, you made it.
Did you find that later?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, but there's. We'll see in I think episode 3.
Again, crafts. I loved crafts. I loved making a thing or making a costume each time. We actually wear the same jacket in our British tasks.
Oh yes, that's the Mary Poppins jacket. That's your
Mary Poppins jacket. We'll move on to Bubba with her Love Island, which was just as soon as she walked out and I saw that, I was like, I lost my mind. That was such a great take on the.
I would never have thought of this.
Yes, it was such a great take on the task, and was just I loved it so much.
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, sorry, the chat made me wonder. Is there any? Are there any shots where you see Bubba's tattoo? Oh no, she wouldn't have the tattoo.
She wouldn't have the tattoo in the task. She got it done the day before the studio.
Yes, that's right. No, I think was it even the day of.
Yeah, maybe the day of. That's why it's got had a protective sheet on it. We'll talk about that in a minute. We do need to get through these quicker because otherwise we're going to be going into the Tilly's game. And then we had Karen with her
Liverpool kiss.
Liverpool kiss, which a lot of people have said is actually a Glasgow kiss.
Yeah. But
that maybe it was just a lost in translation. But
never kissed people in either city, so what a no.
And what I was trying to capture with a screenshot, but I just could not get the right thing. When Karen is yelling and she's spitting and the beer is coming out of her mouth, it was so great. It was just the intensity of it. Yeah. To do the football thing was smart. It was a totally different angle, and I loved this.
All 5 of us, I think, captured something different about British culture. It's maybe a more dignified way of describing what I did.
Anyway, we'll move on to Di, who basically made England. Yeah. He made an area, and he went, you're walking into England, and he had about, again, 1,000 different ideas in one.
Yeah, and this is how I learned that British people love to queue.
It was a teaching moment for you.
Yes, it was. Yeah, I remember Di, the joke played, and everyone in the audience laughed, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yes. People online seem to think that Di was underscored for this because I think his was potentially the most British in terms of accuracy, and in terms of all of the different things he'd incorporated.
Yeah, that's true. And actually looking at it, there's actually more effort in there than I realised.
I need to make some more admin so they can get rid of these fucking scammers. Don't look at this shit. Yes, a lot of effort he put in.
Way more effort than I realised just from looking at the screenshot. Is there a crown on an encyclopedia? There's way more Union Jacks floating about than I realised.
Yeah. He had a lot. He did the tiara that he made. I think he was trying to make himself into a beefeater. Oh,
that's what.
Could you not work out what the hat was?
That's what that's meant to be.
You didn't understand. What did you think it was?
I just thought, I guess a top hat. I guess he's just a British guy wearing a top hat.
Because he was standing like a soldier, letting him in to the country. So there was a lot. I liked Di's attempt. There was a lot going on. And then there was Ray O'Leary. This is the image I chose to really sum it up. It was really funny. Yeah,
there's the green screen. It came out a lot better than I thought it would.
Yes.
And looking back, another lesson I think I've learned from doing the show is like it was from when I force fed Paul sugar.
Yeah.
And I thought I should have been meaner to Paul. I should have.
I don't think so. I think you would. You said that to me as we were watching the show, and I was like, you had a ladle of sugar and like forced it into his mouth, and he was clear. It was like a lot for him to deal with.
Yeah, he wasn't enjoying it, and he spat it out, and it came out in a really big lump. It was so gross.
So awful.
It was so.
And then you threw it in his face. How could you look at that and be like, I was too nice? Ray, you're a psychopath. You already threw water on him.
No, just like, more tasks. I could have had more opportunity. But I must say, love the slow walk when you left too. Was that me? Did I let so much... Oh, did I when I walked out? Oh, it was when I landed and I walked tried to walk into the house, but I had the umbrella and I couldn't yank it in. How does it feel when you make Paul break?
Best.
It's the best.
The best.
We'll see it soon. I think they cut a few times where I made Paul break.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Right.
It happened.
I think I was really funny.
I think I
got on the cutting room
I don't know
floor.
if you guys have seen Taskmaster New Zealand.
I don't think they want to show it that much.
Yeah.
Paul break, because he's got such a clear character.
Yeah.
That like you don't want to, when you see that moment, it's really fun, like to see Paul lose it.
But Paul is so incredibly funny.
He's so funny.
Yeah, and another thing is, I think when I filmed that banister scene of us going up the banister, I thought it was just going to be like the top half of us, and so maybe I'd edit together a bit better, but instead it's just like us clearly stepping up the stairs in a really weird way.
No, it was magical.
Yeah.
And you won the task. You got 5 points.
Oh, and Bubba got 5 as well, I believe.
You and Bubba both got 5 points, and
Yeah.
I got 2. Me and Di got 2, and Karen got 3.
Oh, yes, I do agree that no one deserved 1 for that task.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah. And then the live task was chaotic. We had to...
this is a lot to do.
Yes, we had to put on our surgical gear correctly, which I will point out, neither me nor you put our shirt on the right way, so we could have been docked there, but luckily we skated through and no one noticed. You put your balloon into the crowd.
Yes, thank you.
And I got really mad and tried to bribe the audience.
Yes, the director after this jokingly told me off. It was like they clearly did not expect anyone to run out into the audience, and so I think you can tell from the camera work that
Ray, stop picking on the camera work. Jeez.
Really, no, it's not their fault. All the action was clearly aimed on the stage, but when you run back out into the audience, you can see a lot more shots of the audience and stuff. And also Bubba, I think, struggled in part because she was trying really hard not to reveal her tattoo.
Oh, true.
So she was
she couldn't take her jacket off or anything. Yeah. That's interesting.
And Di helped Bubba out at the end, which was a really sweet moment.
Yes, and I beat you even though you cheated.
Yes, okay.
And so that's why I took your balloon and I...
Oh, this is you popping it.
This is me taking your balloon and popping it because I got so mad.
That's right, and I put my stethoscope up to listen.
I didn't realise you did
that's
that.
what I've got the stethoscope out to listen to you pop it. And then I think this episode, there are 2 shots of me running, and one is when Paul called us over to the other side of the stage, and there's like a clip of me just like running.
Your run is iconic.
It's so pathetic.
That was the end of the episode, and the winner was me. After that was me leaning on the table and it almost falling apart because it wasn't really a table. It's just a. Did you watch old seasons of Taskmaster? Because getting the balloon to the audience was a clutch move.
I have watched a lot of. I think I've watched a lot of the British one.
Yeah.
And people are congratulating you for
Thank you.
And I had definitely watched all of the New Zealand one. And sometimes that weighed in on my thinking. It's mostly with don't do this because someone else has already done it and I don't want to repeat.
Right. I had watched a lot of it. I've watched all of season 7 and I've watched a couple other seasons not in full. And I watched season 9 as well because Rose was on it. When Rose was on it, that's how I was introduced to the show. And so I watched that one, and then I watched season 7 because I loved James Acaster, and he was really funny in that.
And now he's on the stream. It's full.
I know, it's crazy. But then the rest I've watched on YouTube. So I hadn't seen any really of the live tasks or in the prize tasks, just the film tasks. But I didn't want to watch too much of the prize tasks because I didn't want to get influenced for those. Those are the ones you plan in advance. Everything else is in the moment, so you can't really plan for it. But I didn't want to watch like all the prize tasks because I was worried it would influence my thinking. But then I've now found out that many people have brought in a cake, but that's fine.
They didn't bring in the cake because it was orange.
Yeah. And the next one. The next episode. Oh. This was the prize task, the most unbelievable thing, which you had a certificate that said Ray O'Leary can do a backflip. Yeah. Then you did a run up where you went out of the studio.
Out of shot. But as we were saying, the cameras, they weren't used to following people out anyway. And then I come back and do a back. No, that was. What was I going to say? Oh, firstly, I should say, I'm so sorry for doing this, and I'm so sorry I was the first one, because I took so long to swap clothes.
So long? You didn't just have someone in your outfit waiting to go?
I was like talking to wardrobe and stuff about that, but I don't think they had a backup of the
No one would have noticed the stitches. This is the weird thing, is that you're worried about the stitches and not the fact that this man is a whole different man.
Oh yeah, no one would have noticed that. He's even wearing some of my glasses, actually. We went all out.
You had to fully take your outfit off and put it on him, and we were just sitting there for I want to say 5 or 6 minutes.
It was quite long.
It's quite a run up.
Yeah, it was quite a run. But I remember being backstage and I couldn't hear what was going on, but I could hear laughter and stuff, and I was like, "What are they?"
We were just commenting on how long it was taking.
Yeah, and I was the very first one as well, so I felt bad about that.
You really sucked the life out of the room, but then the backflip brought it back.
Yeah, why did you need such a long run up? Well, that's how we were taught in Chile.
But let's break.
And also it was great to watch because it was the first time I've actually seen it. Was watching it on TV.
Yes,
and
true.
And it was Jonathan was the guy who was dressed up like me, and Jonathan was the health and safety officer on Taskmaster. Because I remember thinking I need to get someone to do a backflip. Will this break health and safety? And there's I'll just get the health and safety guy to do it.
So funny.
Yeah, and because we had a mutual friend, and that mutual friend told me he could do a backflip, and I remember thinking I got to use that for a task.
Yes, smart, love that. Yes. The next up was we are rushing through it a little bit because I want to get done before sort of 7:15.
Oh, sorry.
We're still got to get through. Karen brought in Jeremy and a John for the second time John Campbell's come up in the show, and it really does look like the cake. Yeah. It looks more like him than... Yeah.
Karen's got a type.
Yes, she does have a type. And you know what? Everyone's thinking it. Jeremy's really hot. And it does make you nervous when you're trying to present a prize task, and maybe that I'm the only one that applies to you. But this was very believable to me as a result. I was of course, No one else thinks that. That was Jeremy's argument for scoring Karen low.
Was that it's not unbelievable?
Not unbelievable. Well, it makes sense for Jeremy to say that, because if he says it's so unbelievable that you'd be attracted to me, it does not fit the character as the Taskmaster. To be
I am an uggo, 5 points.
Yeah, you're right. No one would ever turn straight for me. It made sense. Yeah. Although I don't know if I think maybe he did score her 1 point for that, because he was saying that it was really believable. Can't remember.
I'll check.
I got a very deserved sort of middling result for this. This is one of those ones where I was like, I've got a couple that are kind of okay prize tasks. I probably am hyping myself up for the rest of the prize tasks too much, but
Karen got 2.
Karen got 2 points. Okay, yeah, that's good. Di got 1 point, and we'll reveal that. So, Ripley's Believe It or Not book. I was like, this is just a dumb joke of I don't believe it, and then I added in a photo of you because I panicked and I wanted it to be funnier, but really it was just mean.
It was funny.
I said I added misinformation and said that you had a girlfriend, but it's genuinely not true. It's not like I was like, oh, Ray O'Leary's hot. Just get it. It's true. So when people go, they're actually awing your life.
Yeah, I remember I tried to do. I think I even tried to do a joke about it, and I felt like the audience. Anyway,
the audience were like, "No, we're not on your side."
Yeah, stop feeling sorry for me and start laughing at me.
Yeah.
I think there was something about it was the photo of me saying Yeah, but the photo was up where it said, I don't have a girlfriend. Or I
have a girlfriend.
I have a girlfriend. And I think Jeremy asked, what year is that from? And I said, that could be from any year.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was a good gag. But they got
everything gets cut from the prize starts. All of the banter gets cut. And yeah, the other thing is I don't think the audience, like, at that point realizes that we're really close friends.
Yeah.
So then they're just like, oh, you just picked on one person out of the whole cast. So it comes across as quite mean. Because I wanted to do something for everyone, but I had never met Bubba. And I was just worried about, like, making a detrimental joke at her expense when I've never met her before. Yes. And so I was like, I'll just be safe and do it to, like, my closest friend on the panel.
Bubba I ended up meeting a few times before the studio started filming, like, coincidentally.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she was definitely the person I knew. We were all four of us.
I had met her once before, but not, again, I was, like, not at the point where I was like, I could rip into this person and it makes sense.
I was lucky too, because I think I met her and you had just told me you wanted to set up a group chat for our season, and so I was able to get her number, and that led to the creation of the group chat. I got her number.
Slick. I guess that's why I'm going to amend the book. Next up was Di's.
1 point, move on.
1 point, move on.
Imagine if they had decided to show this one last.
Yeah.
Imagine if this had to follow.
But yes, Di got 1 point for this because it was very clear he was just finding stuff from his house.
Yeah, told a very funny, silly story about the apocalypse.
Could sell it so well about the apocalypse. But we've got to move on to the next one because it was a genuine shock.
This is outrageous.
Why do I look like... We look all so fucked.
It's the worst picture of
People
all of
keep
us.
saying that the picture of Karen looks like Chris Parker. I don't think it looks like Chris Parker at all.
No, it looks like...
Is it just the hair, maybe?
Maybe
like the swishy hair?
You look like your neck's broken.
Like I look like a witch. I look angry. I look so fucked. Ray, you don't look your best.
I look like Jabba the Hutt in drag.
But I think the harshest one is Di. Like, Di looks like the Joker.
Di looks pure evil.
Di looks like not what version of the Joker? Fucking
Jared Leto.
No, I was thinking of the guy from The Shining.
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. I feel like he looks like Jack Nicholson Joker with the eyebrows.
Someone's asked, is that legit real? That is legit real.
It is legit real.
Bubba actually got that tattoo. It's still on her. Bubba has told me that
Come into frame, Ray.
Sorry. I think Bubba's told me that people recognise us from her arm while she's like walking around and stuff.
Oh my god, it's Ray.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
I think Di is maybe the closest maybe to the actual. Is Karen's eyes looking in two different directions?
Yeah, I think so. And just so angry when, like, Karen is so, like, smiley. It's like it's taken from a smiling photo and then they've made her angry eyebrows.
It looks like the smile has been, like, literally flipped upside down. But yeah, no, I think to get the tattoo to help pay for part of the tattoo, maybe they gave the tattoo artist tickets to the show. And I met him after one of the shows.
Oh, wow. I hope we didn't rip into him too hard.
No, he didn't come to the reveal episode.
But the thing is that, like, to draw someone from one photo, it's so much harder because you don't actually know what they look like. And you're just basing it on a photo. Yeah. And, like, honestly, it's a pretty good effort for, like, just based on one photo and last minute, like...
Oh, it's better than what I would have done.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like, that is at least clearly us.
And it's real.
Yeah, it is real.
Anyone saying it's not real. So some people are pointing out the second skin that's on it, where you can see it in the studio. There's a second skin, which makes it look like it's a fake tattoo. That is just a protective because she got it done like that day. Yeah. So it was just to protect it from any germs and things. Yeah. But it is genuinely insane. And I pointed it out in the studio, but it got cut to, like, point out to the audience, like, the last prize task was greatest orange thing, and Bubba brought in an orange. So it was just so wild that, like, the first one she made no effort, and then she permanently altered her body. It just was insane.
I think it was almost like a forced bonding experience where it's sort of like, well, we have to be friends now.
Exactly.
I think it genuinely made us all closer that Bubba did this.
There was another thing I pointed out, like, you better hope that we don't do something horrible and you're, like, tatted onto your body permanently. But let's move on to the windmill task. So this is another Bubba moment where the task was create a windmill, and I didn't understand this. Again, I didn't understand the task.
Yes, this is.
I thought it was, while there's toast in the toaster, you can build, but if there's no toast in the toaster, you have to stop building until there's toast. Then you start building again. I did not think that the time was, you were completely, you had to stop.
Now, so whose fault is it about how our team did?
You put the toast down immediately. If you didn't put it down immediately, then you would have been able to like kind of explain to me what the task was, and I would be like, "Oh, right, of course." And
I was learning about what the task was in real time with you.
But I didn't get it. But also, Paul was like, "Do you understand the task?" And I genuinely didn't. But as a gag, but he put the toast down. The time started.
But then you ran out the room. I didn't have time to explain the task to you.
Yeah, because I was going to get more bread.
No, you were getting supplies.
I get supplies and I got more bread.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got bread from the fridge.
That's good. Yeah, I was sitting there thinking like, we could, we don't anyway. This one,
everyone pointing out Di saying he's white. It was so funny.
That's one of the top moments of the whole season of Di yelling, "I'm white."
Bubba had was saying that she thought that he was the task, which was so good, and then being like, put the brown people together, and Di's like, "I'm not, I'm white." Sorry to break you, and then Bubba saying the carrot, all three of us, we're white. Like it was so good.
It's so funny looking at Karen and being like, "Here we go, another person of colour."
And so this is the moment I picked out of this, because Bubba went to go get more supplies. Well, they had the advantage of having three people on their team. So Di could just concentrate on timing. The other two could build.
Yeah, I saw one person comment that this is a task that benefits having more people, but that we did such a bad job, they're not sure if a third person would have helped us.
True, unless our third person was Di, because he was switched on.
Yeah,
he was so great
and he had an Apple Watch or something, right? So he could keep track of the time.
Yeah.
And Henny's horny for the clock, and so he was able to...
Henny's horny for the clock.
And then this is the moment of Bubba coming back in with supplies, and she had also found an ear horn.
An ear horn, which I think production went, we don't know where she found that, because I don't think it was like I think it must have been like a hangover from last season, like just in a cupboard somewhere.
Yes, because Josh Thompson had an ear horn.
Yeah.
He used one for...
Because I never saw the ear horn around.
No, never.
So they were like... So she brought it in, and they played a replay of it.
Time.
And it was so funny. Just like sabotaging your own team just for fun. It was so good.
And the other thing is, Paul, I think, made it clear to us maybe after that they did the episode does not really does not give a real indication of just how loud the ear horn was.
Yes.
Apparently it was
so loud. It's so terrifying.
Yeah, and it's such a small room, such a small space.
And it would echo.
Yeah, it would be horrible for the whole crew, for everyone. It would have been so bad.
But we'll show their final result, which was so good.
Yeah.
And it really, that was the vision I had.
Yeah.
You know, in my head, the windmill was going to be the great... In my head, I was going to make it rotate. I had all these ideas for, how we were going to make it work. It was going to be amazing. Yeah. But then this is their result, and it was incredible. And, and I was so glad theirs was good, because it really showed a contrast to our attempt.
So bad.
I didn't understand. I thought that we could just keep going, and if the toast was down, then cool, we'll keep working. But if it comes up, then quick, you got to do the toast before you can keep working on the windmill.
Again, another example of you being so excited to get the task done that you didn't comprehend.
And so excited at the prospect of arts and crafts.
Yes.
Again, I was just like, I'll go get. I know there's supplies. I'll go get some more supplies.
And this was this was our first task. This was the very first thing we did together.
Our first team task.
Yes. And I mean, maybe this. I don't know if this is interesting behind the scenes info, but I guess you knew you must have known you were doing a team task, because you had no other day. This was your final day.
Yes.
But it was not my final day, and like they always put you in a secluded room by yourself where you can't do anything, and I was in the same room as always, but they started to play music out in the house, and they had never ever played music before, and I was like, something's up.
Just to cover up my shrill voice.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, this was our final windmill, which you did 100%. And honestly, I do say it is my fault.
No, I think it's 50-50.
My first instinct was to blame you fully, and it was just like, just because I realised I can blame someone else. Like the whole rest of the task, it was all my fault. But there was. I also thought that you were going to start doing more while I was away.
Yes, it's not actually shown, but the only reason why I did that is because I think you yelled from up the stairs, "Ray, have you started?"
Yeah. And then you're like, "Oh, I better just put these two together."
Yeah. The other thing. So, yeah, I would say it's probably 50-50 our fault. I definitely put the bread in far too early, but I don't know, and
I didn't get it. I didn't understand the task.
But I did have a mutual friend of ours say to me, Mel described what happened with the windmill, and she made it sound like it was 75% your fault.
Oh, when did I say that?
And then, no, not you, it was a friend of ours. And then I talked to Paul about it, and Paul said it was 99% Mel's fault.
It was.
I think it was 50. It was 99% Ray's fault. Oh.
I left, and you did the thing to be like because you were worried we would get, like, you were doing something to be sure.
Yeah.
And we would have been able to realise and get the timing a bit better after that if I had known. Because honestly, I fucking dilly-dally so much. Even when I'm back, we still had like another 30 seconds for me.
No, I was so quick. I was like halfway through saying you need to put a bit of bread down, and it popped up.
Yes, okay.
And also, I think I spent most of my time trying to ask Paul to see his iPad so that way I could get a sense of how long the toast was taking, because I never had my phone on me or a watch or anything, and so I was just in a panic. Yeah, I only started because you yelled at me to start. So they could have been even worse. But that was literally the worst possible windmill. The worst possible.
Yes, but it was like we got 1 point, which was you can see us like thank you so much for giving us 1 point for that, because that deserved nothing.
Yeah. And also I was going to say, because you posted a video of this attempt today, I didn't realise it, but Paul breaks very briefly.
Yes, because you said we lucked out, and I was like, isn't that good? And you're like, we made that, and Paul's holding it and just like laughing.
I think they cut some of it, but there was a lot of you being like, you were like, oh no, this was our first day. This is the first thing we did. We're out in the morning. It's our freshest, and this is all we've done. And I was being like, yeah, I'm pretty proud of that. Maybe
next task was to blow out the
candle
in the most bold and beautiful way,
and don't use your own breath.
And yes, you couldn't use your lungs, which some people have said that Karen blew up the balloons. She didn't. She got Paul to blow up all of the balloons.
Oh, sorry, just remember, going back to the last task, I saw two people or maybe one person or two people online.
We seem so self-obsessed, the fact that we've like read every single comment. I have to ban myself from now on. I'm banning myself.
Yeah.
Now. I can't read it.
Well, I love the fan base, and I'm a man of the people, not like elitist Mel over here.
I just can't. If I read one negative thing, then I'll just
it's tough, but the online community has been so supportive and nice,
really nice,
and I really like it. So I really enjoy reading nearly all the feedback. But someone online commented that we could have asked Paul to put in toast, and someone else pointed out that you could just hold the toast down, because it was until the toast comes up.
I know, but then you might burn it and it might like start a fire.
Yeah,
you can't alter the toast, or you can't alter the settings.
You can't change the settings with something. But someone did suggest maybe you could just hold. Don't let the toast pop up. What does redeemed hydrate? Oh.
Unplug the toaster, but then the toast would come up. I think there's a thing where it wouldn't stay down.
Yeah, I did remember thinking, could we sellotape the toast down into the toaster? Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, blow out the candle in the most bold and beautiful way. Karen did an amazing special dance, and
that was not cultural appropriation,
and popped the balloon in the air from the balloon, which came from Paul's lungs.
Yes,
that was fun, and I liked how she went on the ground and they all popped.
Yes, it was
so great.
And Paul, I think it was again cut from the episode, but I remember Paul saying in studio that he Karen made him blow up all the balloons.
Yes. I will also say, in the windmill, we did praise Di for his timing, but the craftsmanship of Karen, it was, the windmill creatively was led by Karen, and it looked so good. Yeah. And then I dressed up as an animal again. And I did not, this would have been like 3 days apart, but I just, again, my instinct is with crafts. And Bold and Beautiful, I thought of I thought of nature. So I was like, it has to be sort of nature themed. And then I thought, well, it's just going to be, I was going to get a hairdryer. I thought that was so boring. But I was like, couldn't work out what to do with the hairdryer to make it more interesting. So I just decided to flap wings, which again, it took so many more attempts than I thought it would. Then I had to add something more poignant, which was climate change is real. Climate change is happening.
Climate change is happening, which is I said to you the other day, you're not even saying it's bad. You're not even saying
I'm
it's
not denying
not much,
climate change.
It's not much of a political statement.
Yes. CPTA Australia, hello. We're doing great. We're just wrapping up episode 2 at the moment, so I'm gonna fire through the rest of these because we do need to go watch the Tillies. Yes. But yes, I dress up as an animal again, and I had fun. I don't regret it.
The climate, and this is a bird who's grateful that climate change is happening. From what it was my read.
Then Di's attempt was so great because that's the best thing about it is that you want that satisfying blow. Yeah. And the it lining up and it landing and extinguishing the flame with the
Argentinian kumquat.
Yes, him getting all philosophical about it and turning it into meditation.
Yes, Di loves East Asian philosophy, and he leads into it heavily here, and it's so good. It's just such a complete zag from what I would have ever thought of, and it's so good.
And then Christ. We had your attempt with the leaf blower. Yes, I like how long you leave the leaf blower on. All the wax is flying away.
I enjoy it. Yes, thank you. Yes, I read Bold and the Beautiful, and I thought, does
that even play in New Zealand, that show?
I'm not sure, but something like Days of Our Lives might play, and I think it definitely used to, but it would have been 5:30 a.m. or anyway, I was like, I have to do something like Bold and the Beautiful. So I was a bad love affair between Cynthia, and again 15 minutes, which started when I walked in the room. So
totally. It starts. So when you're chatting at the top, you're wasting all your time.
Yes, and I was again trying to predict what the task was going to be, and I did talk to Paul, got this. I got this thing and then I blew it in Paul's face, which I'm glad I did.
Ray, you're so mean to Paul.
No, this is funny.
Then we had Bubba who accidentally blew it out and then had to do what she would have done after the fact, which is again a theme of Bubba, which is the first practiced attempt. Yes. Counting and her being like, I want to keep going. And she did some sort of Avatar Last Airbending stuff, which was so fun. Moving on to the glitter task, which I haven't got a screenshot of everyone because we kind of all did the same thing, which was just waiting for a bit, then realizing you were the only one brave enough to pull it away without having the support of your hand. Everyone else kind of went up on a chair and checked it first. You were like,
I think Di
took a risk.
Di was also faster than me, and I figured out pretty quickly and went straight to the kitchen. But whereas Di, I think, managed to get up, touch it, and anyway, Di's quick.
Di was quick. Di was very quick, even though he was chatting about shag pile carpets and how to get revenge on an ex.
Yes. But when I was trying to pull the chair across with my leg, and I remember I shifted the broom, and the bowl didn't shift at all, and there was no change. And to begin with, I remember just thinking I don't have very good upper body strength, and I don't feel like I'm doing a great job keeping it up. And so when that moved and nothing shifted, I was like, there's something up. And,
So we've got this sums up the most. It was amazing how many times she just didn't look in that spot. As she's talking, it's not in her peripheral. she's looking under it.
Yeah.
She's looking like around it.
There's that great time where she asks Paul where it or what the bowl of glitter looks
like.
and he like looks at it and then looks back to
And he goes, "It's purple." So crazy.
And she walks out to the dock, and that is not a quick walk. The pod is so annoyingly far away.
She walks so far. She goes to the caravan. Yeah. She goes to she goes outside in the rain.
Her first instinct is to look through all the drawers. I've seen a couple people suggest that it must be fake, and it is not fake. Bubba
was saying to us like she was so sure that we were going to watch it back, and they would have snuck it in at some point, and just to trick her.
Yeah.
And
no,
she's like, no, it was there the whole time.
And the other thing you got to remember about Bubba is that she doesn't know. She's never seen Taskmaster before, so she wouldn't be like, I know, for fun I'll do a half hour long.
Yes, totally. She's not like going to plan in advance.
No, she doesn't know. Yeah, this I think is such an iconic moment. To me, it's like up there with David Koreos's Grape. Like it's to me, it's the same. It's like one of the most iconic moments in Taskmaster.
It's so fun, and it's so gripping to watch.
Yes.
Like as we were in the studio, we were just like gobsmacked because we all kind of got around about a few minutes. It took us. Yeah. But it took Bubba 29 minutes and 57 seconds, like something so close to.
It's not like it took her half an hour. But it was shocking that
I would say this episode was Bubba's episode. Like
absolutely.
It was like the tattoo, the glitter. It was just so funny and so stupid.
I'm shocked, like when Karen, and I think you did it as well, or maybe someone else did it, got the knife and took the bowl down. As soon as I realised that bowl was glued there and I had to put the bowl in the fridge, I was like, there's a bowl in the kitchen.
Yeah, right, okay.
And it's in such a perfect. It was set up so well.
Once I was already up there, I didn't actually have to use a knife or anything. I just it was kind of loosely attached, so I just kind of pulled it make sure.
I hold my breath every time she gets close to the glitter. Well, you're lucky you didn't fall unconscious because she's been so long.
Yeah, totally. It was just iconic.
Yeah.
And then
it's a hero moment, as you say.
Then we had the live task, which I do want to say something was edited out.
Here we go.
What do you mean? Here we go. It totally changes the dynamic.
Oh wait, what was the thing that was edited out?
So
was it us struggling to understand what the task was for
yes,
about 10 minutes?
Us struggling to understand the task at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then also
this looks like I'm in a placenta, by the way.
Yes. But so the task was be tall, be a ball, or be Paul. So you either had to stand up tall, be a ball, or put Paul's jacket on. Yeah. And then Jeremy had to guess.
Yeah.
I had 2 gripes with this live task. Yeah. The first one is Paul fucked up, and I was tall. And before Jeremy guessed, he opened the curtain. So I'm standing there, and Jeremy hasn't guessed yet. And Paul's like, "Oh shit!" And so I then had to think of a second thing to do, either do the same thing again, or it's like paper scissors rock. Going for the second attempt was so hard. Yeah. And then I was like, "Fine, I'll be a ball." And I sort of shuffled around a bit, and then Jeremy was asked me a question.
Yes.
And you're low to the ground, and so of course you have to try and sound like you're higher up. It's very clear it's coming from the bottom of the curtain, so you just go, "I'm good." Yeah. And then he was like, "You're a ball," but he did not ask everyone else a question.
And was also putting on Paul's jacket. Did that?
You could kind of hear it on the mic, I feel like. But also I tried to fiddle with the jacket to make it sound like I was putting the jacket on. But it was a lot of just a little bit of a dice roll.
Yes, and I remember. I think you said this to me the other day. That you believe that on your first attempt you shook the tent.
Yes, I shook around with the tent,
which I don't remember.
I did. I shook around. I don't remember. I shook around in the tent, and I made it fun. I moved the tent around, and it got a good laugh. Maybe not as intensely as you moved yours. And then Paul fucked it up, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to do the same joke again, or the same attempt again. And then you went up, and you did it. It looked like a fucking genius, but you just copied my
I did not just
thing.
copy you.
You just watched me be funny, and then you just decide, I'm going to wiggle it around. I'm so clever. Everyone give me, I'm a clever little boy.
If I copied you, I'd be, leave the room without understanding what the task is. I'm pretty sure I'm sure I would have had the idea independently, but I don't know. Maybe it's because you didn't do it the second time. I was like, anyway, I don't remember you shaking.
You edited me out in your head.
I was like, well, that's not making it. Forget.
Yeah. And then, hey, we should wrap up. It is the score of the episode, and Di Henwood won the episode with 20 points, and I went from hero to zero because I won episode 1 and lost episode 2. Yes. But what are the final standings after episode 2, Ray?
All right. So on 26 points, we have Karen O'Leary. Coming in fourth, we have Bubba on 27 points. And then let me just double check that I
think I'm third,
maybe. And then we have on third Melanie Bracewell on 30 points.
It makes sense to come first and then last. Yeah. I'm third.
Yeah. The math checks out.
Math checks out.
And then second on 34 points is Di Henwood, but then coming in an astonishing first is on 35 points is Ray O'Leary.
Ray O'Leary is winning the show right now.
I think this second episode was the moment where I was like, oh, I could win this, because I had come second both episodes.
Yes, totally. That's a great thing. You kind of come in from behind.
Yeah, so people forget, but I was doing well. Yeah. And I think the live got to have that classic Ray. I come from behind. No one's expecting it. The trick is I flew under the radar.
Yeah.
I seem so incompetent in all the tasks, but doing well in the prize tasks and doing well in the live tasks does really matter.
Totally. You committed hard in those first couple prize tasks, and it really paid off as well.
Kiwi Kratos. Yeah, the tasks were filmed in mostly February. Or Jan 30th on to the end of Feb.
But then
studio was in June.
In June, yeah.
Yeah. And then also just to help, we actually watched the episode.
Yeah, true, exactly. But then they're talking about us remembering every behind the scenes thing that was edited out. But
But yeah, I don't know. Much like the Tillies, I've come from behind. Did they come from behind? I didn't watch the last game.
I'm going to send a link to my Discord, so if people want to join my Discord, I'm trying to be more active in it. How do I share this?
Yeah, I'm going to I'll set off I'll set up my podcast.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Oh, I don't know how to link it. I don't know because I'm on Sean's account. Fuck it. Oh well. Oh, there it is. Thanks, Stream Elements. I don't even know if that link's going to work because it might be old.
Yes.
But hey guys, you guys are awesome. We'll do another one potentially next week, but I will be in New Zealand, so it might make it a bit harder.
Oh, I think I'm in New Zealand. I'm in New Zealand as well.
Oh, we can try and do a more lo-fi version.
Yes.
Which won't have the same tech, but I'll have my laptop.
We'll have to talk about.
Oh, you're doing 7 days?
Yeah, I'm doing. We're both on doing 7 days.
Okay, cool.
We might be on different flights, though. Sorry.
Thanks, Stream Elements. Thanks, Sean. Not thanks. Shut up. So maybe we'll do a more lo-fi version next week. But hey, watch Taskmaster Mondays and Tuesday nights.
Please watch
on TVNZ because we love it.
Yes, thank you thank you so much for all the positive feedback we've gotten of us being so stupid.
We're so stupid.
So stupid.
But that's the fun of it. You know? I'm going to go and watch the Tillies. Go the Tillies!
Boo Ray, come on, Sean.
Boo Ray, Boo Ray. That's what I want to hear. Only 5 weeks. I know that made me a little sad as well. But that's just life, isn't it?
Oh, the king's back.
Yeah. That's just bloody life, isn't it? My accent work was not so great. Okay, how do I stop this? Sean, help me turn the stream off.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Thank you, Ralph Shoemaker, for saying you're the best. Presumably for me.
Stop. Bye.